Okay, back on the Silvertone 6325. We've got everything put back together. Let me turn on some lights so we can see better. At least so I can see better anyway. We got all the guts back in it. We got this all cleaned up, taken apart, cleaned up, and everything. The rough edges taken off of this so we get smooth action out of these. Coils loaded back in and all hooked up. Let's see, we had to replace this 115 meg resistor because we had problems in the audio circuit. What else did we do? Oh, we took that 100, I think that's a 1, no, that's a 150 ohm out of there, and because it looked like it was well done. Well, anything else that we added in here? Oh yeah, well, there's a mica down in there that we added back in. You can see it right there, the little chiclet at the end of that yellow axial. And let's see, we've got, let me turn this thing over so we can see it better. Excuse all the hard knocks and the bends and the whining and crying. Let me, there we go. This we've got to get back in. That's a new old stock 6E5 that I had ordered and got in for this thing, and it's nice and bright. I've been doing musical tubes on these things to find the strongest tubes to put back in here, because some of them, I don't know, I just, judging from some of the looks of some of them, I just didn't like their looks. We got the dial placard back on it, and we got the needle, and boy, I tell you, these engineers at Sears Silvertone, or whoever, Hazeltine, or whoever the hell was making these darn things, boy, they had some wild ideas, man. It just, you know, there's 3 string systems on this thing. One for the band indicator, one for the dial indicator or the frequency, and one for the tuner operation. And let me tell you, this one here for the dial indicator, I don't know who came up with that, but I think they might have fired him. I don't know. After that, because I had a heck of a time getting that doggone thing the way it was showing on there. I mean, after I did it 3 times, it was simple. I mean, I don't know why I couldn't figure it out in the first or second instance, but on the third one, it kind of clicked. And and for some, they even put a little chinkawonky on that thing so that you could slip the string through and it would clamp the string, so you could easily adjust this thing wherever you needed it. Yeah, this thing still had, where is it? There it is. It still had a sprung in there. In the diagonal portion of this thing, I thought about moving it up to the indicator like I did on some of the other previous Silvertones, but it wouldn't work because of these wheels are so close to the end points of the dial that it would have been a real hassle. So I had to put it in that section there. And they want 7 turns of string on that barrel right there, and there's a hole through the barrel so that you could thread the string through and take it in a crisscross pattern around the pulleys and get this thing to go back and forth like it should, and it operates pretty good. It's just a big hassle. So yeah, a little word to the wise there. Watch out for Silvertone dials. I mean, some can be a real itchy to the booty. So let's see. Yeah, we're gonna get an alignment done on it. I got the tube in for this thing, and we're gonna try that out on this and see how good it's gonna do. But in the meantime, the last time I used this thing was on that bomber, and it would just screech at me. And so I decided, well, you know, I can't deal with this stuff, having to work on your equipment in order to use your equipment. So I went and I bagged another generator. This one here is a Heathkit IG 102. I don't know. Yeah, and it's supposed to be tested and everything, but when I got it, I knew that it had these old microphone type connectors on the front. I'm getting rid of those, just like I got rid of the microphone connectors on this unit, and I added one of the BNCs in so that I could tie in my freak counter. I did use a BNC T connection on this thing, but I'll tell you, these BNC connectors leave a lot to be desired after a while, because pretty soon they tend to fall apart on you and then they don't work. I'm experiencing that with some of these. So I added the second one in so I could add to the freak counter and get rid of the T connectors on it. And it worked out a hell of a lot easier. I'm going to do the same thing with this, get rid of these two here, and put some BNCs on this thing. Now I got to work on it before I can use it. So and then, since I got it apart and everything, checking the insides and everything, this triode, AU6, is it an AU? No, it's an AN8. The second stage on it is bad. When you know it. Tubes. Tubes are the bane of my existence. I can't shake the bad luck with the tubes. But, and it's a big fat butt too. I got one ordered. It'll be in. I'll get these hopefully changed out by that time, I hope, so I can use it. And start getting alignments done without a barn owl screeching at me. So, let's see. We got all of that ready to go. We're going to get a checkout on it here to hopefully tail end of this video. But first I want to show you the cabinet, what we're doing with the cabinet. So stand by. Alright, outside on the big bench. We got a nice sunny day today. But you know, it's been getting real cold. Well, it's getting colder than it was 2 weeks ago. So it's usually about 9 o'clock or so thereabouts before I get out here and do any mulling around. especially in the shed. I got heat in the shed, but I just haven't been using it. I figured, well, I'll conserve that for the deepest, darkest part of the winter, so I don't have to fuel up so much. But it lasts me a pretty good long time. Well, okay. Into the cabinet for the 6325. We've got it all sanded down, and we got the top center portion and the front top center portion stripped of its laminate. We weren't going to fool with it because there was chips here, chips there, missing and everything. So it was a simple operation to just get rid of the laminate that was on there. There was some issues on this stuff here where the front meets the top, and we need to square that up. So I put some Gorilla Glue on it, epoxy, and we got some body fill. Well, it's not body filler; it's spot putty on this. I use automotive spot putty on this because it's nice and smooth out, and it sands real nice and smooth, especially when you hit it with 4, 6, or 800 or 1000 grit. You can get automotive finishes out of some of this stuff by using it on there. This is going to get a paint finish anyway. I'm not really sure whether or not I want to go with paint or that Kona or cognac or whatever it is on these accents on here, but that's what we're going to do with that. That's the reason why I use this. If I use stain and everything, I can't use that because it'll show through the stain, especially the transparent stains. Suffering succotash. So I gotta let this cure up so that I can square off these corners nice and good for the new laminate, which is here. Now I think this stuff here is, I think it's dark, it's walnut, but I don't know if it's black walnut, white walnut, green or blue or whatever, but it's brown, and it's going to resemble some of this. And it's wood. There's no backing on this stuff, so I'm going to be using glue to stick that onto the cabinet. So everywhere else on here has been sanded and ready for pre-stain. I do have to schmooze it a little bit with some finer grit before doing that, but that's going to be next. So anyway, that's it for the cabinet. We still got to do the inside. So we're going to wipe that down and everything and get it ready for as soon as this cures up so we can handle it. So that's it for the cabinet.